The influence of communism struck The influence of communism struck fear into many Americans due to its restrictions on freedom. This fear was enhanced by the fact that the American economy was in turmoil at the time due to the stock market crash and bank failures. Due to the situation, the American public became vulnerable to communism's influence, which changed the perception of three main things. So at this time, the Great Depression was going on, and everyone was like, oh crap, there's no jobs, which means there's no money. This added the fuel to the fire, and everybody forgot the benefits and strengths of capitalism. The concept of communism also seemed much more appealing to the poor and migrants who liked the idea of everyone having equal wealth and power. This led to the creation of the leftist party, the CPA, or the Communist Party of America, led by John Back. It was also known as the Workers' Party of America, which attracted many and even peaked at 85,000 members just before World War II. However, unlike its counterpart in the Soviet Union, it did not start a revolt and overthrow the government. Although the party weakened over time, its effects left Americans questioning key fundamentals of capitalism. Due to the shady business going on overseas, many Americans did not accept foreigners, since they feared the commies. They didn't accept foreigners like this guy, and then they beat him up. No. Many Americans didn't like the immigrants because of two main reasons. They took their jobs, which meant money, and they had a relatively low social status, plus the spread of communism in Europe did not help favor them either. Many immigrants were composed in labor unions, which usually weren't looked upon so greatly. Because of their low power and strength as a whole, many Americans used them as scapegoats of being communist extremists, although most just came to America because it was an opportunity for them. As a result, people strove to differentiate themselves from the settlers, and the persecution of immigrants became a key consequence of communism's influence in America. The final outcome of the influence of communism in America was the disbelief in government officials, also dubbed as McCarthyism. Started by Senator McCarthy, it led to the persecution and loss of jobs of thousands of people in government positions. Many Americans also agreed with his practices and went on many witch hunts looking for so-called commies. This time period was known as the Second Red Scare, where people were tested for associating with communist beliefs. Failure to trust in government officials due to communist influence led to mass chaos and dissolution amongst many Americans. To sum it all up, communism changed the way Americans looked at the economy and politics, views of foreigners, and trust in government officials.